we start next topic in political science, electoral politics. What is our system of election? How election take place in our country? What is the system of election? First of all, we would like to study that for which bodies election is conducted. For which legislative bodies election is conducted. First we take Parliament. It has two houses. First house here is Lok Sabha. Another house is Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha is a house which is temporary house, and election is conducted to form this house. Election is conducted to form this house. People cast their vote. People cast their votes to form this house. So this is a house which is formed through the direct election. This is a temporary house, and the tenure of this house is 5 years. But it can be dissolved before completing its tenure, or the tenure of this house can be extended in a certain situation which are given in the constitution. So I would like to focus here first on Lok Sabha, one of the important house of the parliament, for which elections are conducted. People cast their vote and this house is formed, and it has total 545 seats. We would say 545 seats means it has 545 members in the house. And for 543 election is conducted and 2 members are nominated by the Honorable President of India in this house. So this way the strength of this house become 545. For 543 seats or members election is conducted. Now we come to the next house. This is Rajya Sabha. It is not a temporary house. Lok Sabha can dissolve after completing its tenure, but Rajya Sabha never dissolves. It does not dissolve because the house is permanent, but the Lok Sabha is temporary house. But what happens here that Rajya Sabha does not dissolve, but the members retire. Members retire and new members come. So house remains same. So it is a permanent house, and it is not formed through the direct election. It is formed through the indirect election. So I just want to give you a view that for which body the election is conducted. This is a legislative body, parliament for the entire country, and for that legislative body for Lok Sabha election is conducted. Now we come to the state legislature. The state legislature, it also has 2 houses. We would call it a legislative assembly, first house, and legislative council. One house is legislative assembly, another house is legislative council. And the state legislature, they have this house which is formed through the direct election of the people like Lok Sabha. This house is formed through the direct election. So if this house has tenure of 5 years and it is a temporary house, means similarities are there between Lok Sabha and Legislative Assembly. But another house, see, that is Legislative Council, this house does not dissolve, but the members retire, new members come, and the members retire, but the house remains same. So this is a permanent house. And we come back to the Legislative Assembly. Some states, they have 2 houses. The state legislature has 2 houses. Some states has legislative body, they have 2 houses. We would call it bicameral legislature. Like Uttar Pradesh, we have legislative assembly, legislative council. But some states, they have only single house, so we would call them unicameral legislature. So first, before we come to this point, what is our system of election, I would like to explain here that for which legislative body election is conducted. Like in parliament, election for Lok Sabha election is conducted and state legislative assembly election is conducted. Now we come to the election. What is called election? Election is a procedure where the eligible citizen cast their vote within a few days or at a particular time, that is called election or general election. Next we come to the constituency. What is constituency means? Constituency is a particular geographical area. Constituency is a particular geographical area and it is formed on the basis of population. All the eligible voters, they cast their vote and choose the representative. So that particular geographical area is called constituency. And it is related with seat. As we have discussed here, it is related with seat because one constituency represents one seat in a legislative body. Again I repeat that one constituency represents one seat means one member of the legislative body. So from each constituency, the voters will have to cast their vote to choose one representative. Many may contest the election, but they have to choose only one member. Then we come to the by-election. What is by-election? By-election is a procedure where any seat has become vacant by the death or resignation of any member. Then again the elections are conducted. By-election is a procedure when any seat becomes vacant and to fill that seat, elections are conducted for that seat. That election is called by-election. The condition is given that seat might have become vacant due to the resignation of the member or due to the death of the member. So first we come to the election procedure. These are some things, some terms which we must know that for which legislative body direct election is conducted. So as the elections are conducted to form the Lok Sabha, to form the legislative assembly, likewise the elections are conducted at the local level, that is panchayat election, that is ward election at the local level and rural and urban areas. And further we move to the next topic, reserved constituencies. Some constituencies, again I repeat here, constituency means seats in the legislative body. So some constituencies are reserved, some seats are reserved in legislative body. Why some seats are reserved? Because to give a privilege or chance for certain weaker section. Some weaker section we have in our society. Our society cannot progress until or unless the all different people, whether the lower level people, middle level people, higher level people, they all get development progress together. If a certain group of the society remain backward, then our society cannot progress. Politically we see, if we do not give the equal chance to use the right to the certain weaker section, they may not be educated, they may not be skilled, they may not know how to use their right. So how our society can progress? How we can ensure the true democracy, is that exists in our country? So some constituencies have been reserved to give the weaker section a chance, and they may not have good chance to get elected, they may not get the chance to get elected, they may not know how to fill the nomination form, how to collect the people's opinion, how to go from one office to the other office. So there are many things. They may not be educated, they may not be skilled. So some seats have been reserved for a weaker section, and it means that for those seats, only that weaker section, people can contest election. Suppose a seat is reserved for a backward caste person, so any backward caste person or scheduled caste person can contest election. Others cannot contest election because that seat has been reserved for that person, and they will not have required sources, education, context as I have told you. So this is a provision which has been kept in the constitution to give the equal privilege, equal chance, equality to all who are weaker in our society, so that just to make it sure that no one should be left. Like we come to the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha, how many seats are reserved? What is the percentage of reservation of seats in Lok Sabha? In Lok Sabha, 84 seats are reserved for scheduled caste and 47 seats are reserved for scheduled tribe. As likewise, state assemblies, state legislature, some proportion of seats are reserved, because every state has different strength in the state legislature. They have different strength of the seat, not the same strength. So seats are reserved in the different legislative bodies in the state, as well as the urban and rural areas. Seats are reserved for other backward class. And the other important thing is that 1/3 seats are reserved for women in the local bodies, the rural areas, local bodies, rural and urban bodies, local bodies. 1/3 seats are reserved for women, but there is no reservation of seats for women in Lok Sabha. Kindly see here, the seats are reserved only for SC and ST, not for women. But the seats are reserved for women. 1/3 proportion of the seat, of the total proportion of the seats are reserved for women in the local bodies. Now, the next component of election procedure is the voter list. There is a particular list, that is electoral roll, which is prepared by the Election Commission of India. Who prepares that? Election Commission of India. And all the eligible citizens who have completed the age of 18 years, they automatically included to that, they come into that list. It means they get right to vote. They are called eligible citizens. So there is a voters list which is prepared by the Election Commission of India, just to give the equal right to vote to all the citizens. So this is a different component of the election procedure, that how it takes place. Then we come to the nomination of the candidate. In nomination of the candidate, different political parties, they nominate, they propose their candidate from their party to give their representation in the political system, in the electoral politics. And those candidates contest election on behalf of their party, political party. If they get the majority, they win the election and they make the majority in the legislative body, and their party comes in the power or forms the government.